The final round of a PGA Tour event is supposed to be the most exciting day of the week. The crowds are largest, the tension is highest, the drama is most intense. Fans lean forward in their seats. Players feel the pressure in their bones. Every shot matters. Every putt could be the difference between victory and defeat. But yesterday, something unprecedented happened. The final round of a PGA Tour event was suddenly stopped. Not because of weather, not because of darkness, not because of injury. The round just stopped. Officials huddled. Players stood confused. Fans looked at each other in disbelief. The golf world exploded. Social media went wild. What happened? Why was the final round stopped? Was there an emergency? Was there a security threat? Was there a protest? The answers are more shocking than you can imagine. This is a story that will leave you stunned. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The tournament was a signature event. A $20 million purse, a limited field of the game's best players. The final round had everything that fans love about golf. Scottie Scheffler was chasing his 6th win of the season. Rory McIlroy was lurking just 2 shots back. The crowd was electric. The atmosphere was perfect. And then, without warning, everything stopped. It happened on the 12th hole. Scheffler was lining up a birdie putt. McIlroy was walking to the 13th tee. The gallery was buzzing with anticipation, and then a tournament official walked onto the green. He was holding a phone. His face was pale. He whispered something to Scheffler. Scheffler's face went white. He stepped away from his putt. The official then walked to the scoring tent. More officials gathered. Phones were ringing. The mood shifted instantly. The announcement came over the public address system 5 minutes later. Ladies and gentlemen, the final round has been suspended. Please remain calm. An announcement will be made shortly. The fans were confused. Some booed. Others looked at their phones trying to find answers. The players were escorted off the course. The television broadcast cut to a studio panel that seemed equally confused. The golf world exploded. Social media was flooded with theories. Was there a security threat? Some fans thought they saw police cars rushing toward the course. Was there a medical emergency? Others noticed that an ambulance had been called to the clubhouse. Was there a protest? The tournament had been targeted by activists earlier in the week. Was it something else entirely? Something no one had considered? The speculation grew by the minute. News outlets scrambled to confirm details. The PGA Tour refused to comment. The tournament organizers refused to comment. The players were not allowed to speak to the media. The silence was deafening, and the longer the silence continued, the more the speculation grew. Inside the clubhouse, the players were gathered in the locker room. According to sources, the atmosphere was tense. Some players were angry. They had prepared for months for this tournament. They had played their hearts out for 3 days. Now, their chance to win was being taken away by something beyond their control. Other players were scared. They did not know what was happening. They did not know if they were safe. They just wanted answers. The fans were the most confused. Many had traveled hundreds of miles to be there. Some had taken time off work. Others had spent thousands of dollars on tickets, hotels, and flights. Now they were being told to wait. No explanation, no timeline, just wait. The golf world was holding its breath. The final round of a PGA Tour event had been suddenly stopped. No one knew why. No one knew when it would resume. No one knew if it would resume at all. To understand why the final round was stopped, we need to piece together the information that has emerged since the suspension. The details are still fragmentary. The sources are still anonymous. But a picture is beginning to form. And it is more disturbing than anyone imagined. According to multiple sources, the suspension was caused by a security threat. Someone called in a bomb threat to the tournament. The call was specific. It mentioned the clubhouse. It mentioned the 18th green. It mentioned the television compound. The threat was deemed credible. Officials decided to evacuate the course immediately. The safety of the players, the fans, and the staff was the top priority. The bomb threat is not the only issue. Sources also say that a protest was planned for the final round. Activists had been demonstrating outside the course all week. They were protesting the tournament's sponsor. They were protesting the PGA Tour's policies. They were protesting something else entirely. The details are unclear, but the protest had been peaceful until Sunday. Witnesses reported that a small group of protesters managed to breach security. They made it onto the course. They were tackled by security within seconds. No one was hurt. But the breach was enough to raise alarms. The tournament was already on edge because of the bomb threat. The breach was the final straw. Officials decided to stop the round. The players were not told the full story. They were simply told to evacuate. Some were scared. Others were angry. A few were confused. According to sources, one player asked a tournament official, "Are we in danger?" The official replied, "We don't know. That's why we are stopping." The fans were also not told the full story. The public address announcement was vague. The only information came from social media. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some fans thought there was an active shooter. Others thought a player had collapsed. A few thought it was a drill. The uncertainty was terrifying. The PGA Tour finally released a statement 2 hours after the suspension. Due to a security concern, the final round has been suspended. The safety of our players, fans, and staff is our top priority. We are working with local law enforcement to assess the situation. Further updates will be provided as soon as possible. The statement was careful. It did not specify the nature of the security concern. It did not provide a timeline. It simply stated the facts. The local police department also released a statement. We are investigating a threat made against the tournament. There is no active danger to the public. The situation is under control. The statement was meant to calm fears. It had the opposite effect. If there was no active danger, why was the round stopped? Why couldn't the players finish? The questions remained unanswered. The reaction to the suspension of the final round has been swift and intense. The golf world is divided. Fans, players, and pundits have all weighed in. The debate has spilled beyond golf into mainstream media. Everyone has an opinion, and almost everyone is confused. Let us start with the fans. Social media is flooded with messages. Some fans are angry. "I spent thousands of dollars to be here," one fan wrote. "I want answers. I want a refund. I want to see the finish." Other fans are understanding. "Safety comes first," another fan wrote. "If there was a threat, they did the right thing." A few fans are scared. "I was on the course when they stopped play. I didn't know what was happening. I thought something terrible had happened. The players have been more circumspect. Most have refused to comment. They do not want to speculate. They do not want to add to the chaos." But a few have spoken. Scotty Scheffler, who was leading when play was stopped, said, "It was a scary moment. We didn't know what was happening. I'm just glad everyone is safe." Rory McIlroy added, "The tournament officials made the right call. Safety is the most important thing. The media has been in overdrive. Every golf outlet has published a story. Every podcast has dedicated an episode. Every television show has booked guests. The consensus is that the suspension was necessary. The threat was credible. The officials had no choice. The question is, what happens next? The most interesting reaction came from the tournament sponsor. The sponsor released a statement expressing concern and support for the players and fans. The statement was carefully worded. It did not assign blame. It did not criticize the PGA Tour. It simply expressed solidarity. The PGA Tour has not provided a timeline for the resumption of play. Officials are meeting with law enforcement. They are assessing the situation. They want to make sure that the course is safe before allowing anyone back. That could take hours. It could take days. The players are waiting. The fans are waiting. The golf world is waiting. The security breach and the bomb threat have raised questions about the future of the tournament. Will it be held at the same venue next year? Will security be increased? Will fans be subjected to more stringent checks? The answers are not clear, but the questions are being asked. The players are also asking questions. They want to know if they will be able to finish the round. They want to know if the tournament will be declared official after 54 holes. They want to know how the prize money will be distributed. The PGA Tour has rules for these situations, but the rules have rarely been tested. The golf world is on edge. The final round of a PGA Tour event has been suddenly stopped. No one knows what will happen next. The only certainty is uncertainty. What happens when a PGA Tour final round is stopped due to a security threat? The tour has procedures in place, but those procedures have rarely been used. Let us examine the most likely scenarios based on the tour's rules and previous incidents. First, the tour will determine whether the round can be resumed. If the security threat is resolved quickly, play could resume the same day. The players would return to the course. They would finish the round. The tournament would have a champion. This is the best-case scenario. It is also the most likely if the threat is deemed not credible. Second, the tour may decide to resume play the next day. If the threat is resolved late in the day, it may be too dark to resume. The players would come back on Monday. They would finish the round. The tournament would have a champion. This has happened before due to weather. It is a familiar procedure. Third, the tour may decide to cancel the remainder of the round. If the threat is deemed too serious, or if the investigation takes too long, the tour may declare the tournament official after 54 holes. The winner would be the player who led after 3 rounds. This is a controversial option. It has been used in the past when weather prevented a final round. It is not popular with players or fans. Fourth, the The tour may decide to replay the final round at a later date. This is the least likely option. It would be logistically difficult. The players have other commitments. The course may not be available. The sponsors may not be willing. It is a last resort. The players have strong opinions. Those who are leading want the tournament to be declared official after 54 holes. Those who are trailing want the round to be resumed. The tour must balance competing interests. It must also follow its rules. The fans also have strong opinions. Those who bought tickets want to see the finish. Those who were evacuated want answers. The tour will need to communicate clearly. It will need to manage expectations. The security investigation is ongoing. Law enforcement is reviewing the bomb threat. They are analyzing the call. They are tracking the source. They are also reviewing the security breach. They are interviewing witnesses. They are examining footage. The investigation could take days or weeks. The PGA Tour is cooperating fully. Officials are providing access to the course. They are sharing information. They want the investigation to be thorough. They also want it to be quick. The longer the investigation takes, the more uncertainty there is. The players are in limbo. They cannot leave. They cannot practice. They cannot prepare for the next tournament. They are stuck waiting. That is frustrating. That is stressful. That is the reality of professional golf. So what happens next? The final round of a PGA Tour event has been suddenly stopped. The golf world is in shock. The investigation is ongoing. The players are waiting. The fans are confused. Let us examine 3 possible outcomes. Outcome 1. Play resumes the same day. The security threat is deemed not credible. The course is cleared. The players return to the course. They finish the round. The tournament has a champion. The fans are relieved. The drama is forgotten. This is the best-case scenario. It is also the most likely outcome. 2. Play resumes the next day. The investigation takes longer than expected. It is too late to resume on Sunday. The players come back on Monday. They finish the round. The tournament has a champion. The fans who stayed are happy. Those who left are disappointed. This outcome is possible. It has happened before due to weather. Outcome 3. The remainder of the round is canceled. The security threat is deemed too serious. The investigation will take weeks. The tournament is declared official after 54 holes. The player who led after 3 rounds is declared the winner. The fans are angry. The players are divided. This outcome is the least likely. It would be the most controversial. Which outcome will occur? According to sources close to the tour, outcome 1 is the goal. The threat is being investigated, a source told Golfix. There is no active danger. The officials want to resume play as soon as possible. They are aiming for the same day. But they will not take risks. Safety is the priority. The players are preparing for all possibilities. Some are staying loose. They are hitting balls on the range. They are ready to go if called. Others are in the locker room. They are resting. They are waiting. They are trying to stay focused. The fans are also waiting. Many have stayed at the course. They are sitting in the stands. They are talking among themselves. They are refreshing their phones. They want answers. They want to see the finish. They want to know that they are safe. The golf world is watching. The final round of a PGA Tour event has never been stopped like this. Not for a security threat. Not for a bomb threat. Not for a protest. This is uncharted territory. The tour is learning as it goes. What happened? A bomb threat. A security breach. A protest. A combination of factors. The details are still emerging. But the result is clear. Golf is not immune to the chaos of the world. The sport that has always been a refuge from the news is now in the news. The final round has been stopped. The questions remain. The answers will come. The PGA Tour will make an announcement soon. The players will finish or they will not. The fans will cheer or they will boo. The golf world will move on. But this tournament will be remembered. For the golf. For the drama. For the fear. For the uncertainty. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.